All right, y'all. I'm about to cheat. I'm about to cheat on this verse because I haven't heard it in a long time and I know it by heart, but kind of. So I'm gonna play it in the background. This is Andre 3000, Kremlin Herb, Outcast. Let's go. Yes, sir. Let me dig into your brain. Folks falling like rain. If I keep gonna explain things, think I'm gonna explain. Jane is rolled up, no games be throwed up. But still, Andre got action. They sweat like Keith all of my teeth. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I don't remember it that well. We bring a big, we're going to splish, winning it in the splash. Ducking, dick from my block is missing. And we're going to down a bit be hot before we all get shot. Got only so much time in this bastard. Niggas play with crow, but they be saying they procrastinating, setting for less. Better be ready when they run up in your nest and sink one in your chest and it's gone. I'm out of here for good. Y'all be bobbing back and forth to let me know you understood. Yeah, what's up? There's only so much time left in this crazy world. What we doing? Just crumbling herb. Flame emojis up. We just crumbling herb. Niggas killing niggas they don't understand. We just crumbling herb. We just crumbling herb. So check me out. See, once in a while, the niggas trying to test me. I get frisky, grab a pint of golden whiskey. When they swing the shit, they miss me, huh? I'm getting nice with them things because I do like that. You heard me on the radio. And yes, my man, I'm true to that. Woo! They want to flick them. Right, my bricks up under the way y'all want. I sound like old people spitting right. But I'm running niggas over like a 94 Lexus. Check it. 10 millimeter. Count them, nigga. Fuck that 9. See ya out of the millimeter for y'all niggas doing crime. Bye-bye. Kiss your ass. Bye-bye. Sayonara, suckers. I flipped the script and turned the page. You scared of your motherfuckers? All right, that's it. I gotta read. Do I have to go back and do a revisit to Southern Playalistic? Oh, geez, I don't even know the record. Southern Playalistic. Southern Playalistic. Outcast funky music. Cadillac funky music. I'm smoke too much weed, y'all. I saw a video on TikTok, and it was like the early stages of Alzheimer's. I said, "Oh Jesus!" Forgetting your words, searching for words. I said, "Yes, I do that," but then the other shit I didn't do. Like I don't misplace money. Poor people usually don't misplace money. So I know exactly what that money is. The word, no, baby. Sometimes I do be searching for the word. Why? Because Auntie has been smoking marijuana out here for about 29 years. My 30-year anniversary is next year. Anyway, that's nothing to brag about. Don't be like me, kids. Don't smoke weed for more than half your life. Hey, how's everybody feeling out there? It's Tuesday edition of Burning Down with Kim Brown. I appreciate you guys being in here with me. Thank you for suffering through that terrible, terrible respitting of Crumbling Herb. My apologies to Dre and Big Boy. Real Outcast fans cannot come like that. So my deepest apologies to the fellas, to Organized Noise, to the whole Dungeon family. My apologies. I'm gonna do better the next time. I promise. Listen, guys, we got a bit of a kind of heavy show, a little bit of a heavy show, because we were talking a bit this morning on the Remix Morning Show on Black Liberation Media about not only just Trump's fuckery. I mean, Trump is just the latest figurehead on top of a mountain of fecal fuckery, right? That is America. Okay, that is America's foreign policy, that is America's domestic policy. And unsurprising to anybody, Donald Trump has launched a war on Yemen and the Houthis. I don't remember him going to Congress, but then again, you know what? I don't remember Obama going to Congress for the Libyan invasion. Definitely don't remember a bunch of presidents going to get this supposed constitutional authority granted by one of the other members of the government. No, presidents kind of do what the fuck they want, it would seem. And Trump is just the latest one to grab the reins, to grab the office by the pussy, if you will, right? Don't ask. She don't ask for consent. Come on, this is Donald Trump we're talking about, but this is all these fuckers. So anyway, I did want to talk a little bit about what the Houthis are doing in response, because y'all, with pride, this is a platform that supports the Triple H groups. I understand Maybe not so smart for me to say that, but while I still have breath in my body, why not? I support all resistance. Anyone that stands up and fights back against oppression are people I root for. If that's Hamas, then it's Hamas. If it's Hezbollah, it's Hezbollah. If it's the Houthis, it's the Houthis. If it's the Black Liberation Army, it's them. If it's the American Indian Movement, it's them. I'm rooting for everybody that fights against oppression. And it doesn't matter to me what my fucking goofy ass government and country decide to designate people as. Because everyone knows the biggest terrorist in the world is at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Okay. And they're on the US Capitol. Okay. This is where the terrorists really reside, in DC, and not where the black folks live. Okay. I'm glad we're clear on that. But anyway, but the Houthis are not like regular youngins. And again, no disrespect to Hezbollah or Hamas at all. They have been putting in tremendous work. But let me tell you how the Houthis is built way different out here. The Houthis assumed power, or at least assumed control over Yemen's capital in Sana'a, maybe about over a decade now. I want to say 2014 is when the Houthis took power. Now, I don't know a whole lot about their origins, and I'm not super clear on all the Sunni and Shia and all the different factions within Islam. So I can't tell you who is riding for who out here. I know the Houthis are aligned with Iran and aligned with the other resistance powers in the region. So again, people we root for, right? I don't have no. Okay, so far sounds good. And the Houthis, in response to Donald Trump's attacks over the weekend, so that would be Saturday, March 16th. While this punk ass nigga Trump was down at Trump International Golf Course down in West Palm Beach, Florida, like doing the most, let me just say that, doing the most. He managed to take some time off of the back nine to go ahead and greenlight the assault, the aerial assault, the bombardment of Yemen's capital of Sana'a. U.S. forces, along with British forces, UK forces, bombed Yemen's capital, killing over 30 people. A good amount were women and children, according to the Houthi state representative, right? And this is how the United States and Israel in particular, it's like you got a lot of smoke, right? These two entities talk a lot of shit. Y'all 48 hours to surrender or else. But seemingly all your targets are women and children. Like, I thought men fought each other. Cowards target women and children. Trump, Netanyahu, not women nor children, but cowards, yes. And the Houthis have been standing up for the Palestinians pretty much since the beginning of the war, over a year and some change ago. And in fact, the reason that the Houthis were attacked, or the Yemen's capital was attacked over the weekend, is because the Houthis promised, they said nigga. And they said nigga. No, they didn't say nigga. But what they said was, if the Israelis continue to deny humanitarian aid, medical aid, turn off the electricity, denying water to come into Palestine under the supposed ceasefire, Houthis told them, y'all got 4 days to start letting them trucks in. And if you don't, we will start letting the choppers sing. That's not a direct quote. But what they said was that they would resume the blockade on Israeli ships in the Red Sea. The Houthis, for months now, have been disrupting successfully, like a motherfucker, naval trade through the Suez Canal. So ships coming from Asia and Europe, instead of easily going through the Suez, have had to go all the way around Horn of Africa, adding big time and big money to some of these freight deliveries, these big, ship deliveries, right? So the Houthis have been successfully causing an economic disruption in the region, and shout out to them, right? Because that they understood the assignment. They understand, if you want to hurt these fucking crackers, you heard them right in their pockets. And that's why we shout out to the Houthis. Again, the Houthis about that action. But they have come under naval attack from not only Israeli naval ships, but U.S. Navy ships, warships in the region, in the Red Sea. And the Houthis have been holding a fucking own, y'all. This shit is wild. You got to go check out their page on Telegram, I want to say. And the footage that they post, I'm not sure if I can. I think there are creators on YouTube that do post the POV footage that the Houthis usually end up publishing from their victories when they're able to land missiles and land rockets and bombs against ships that do not mean anyone good in the Red Sea. But anyway, so after the March 16th declaration of war, I suppose, from Donald Trump on the Houthis and Yemen, the Yemeni people took to the streets. And when I tell you they took to the streets, they took to the fucking streets, y'all. You guys are about to see some crazy pictures. We're about to check out. I want to say, I can't remember who posted this. Maybe it was Al Jazeera. However, it was a massive, massive protest demonstrations against the United States, against the Zionist, the occupying entity of Israel. And we are going to see a gentleman very forcefully remind the West that Yemen is where empires come to die. He said, I think the direct quote, and he's going to say it all in his language. So if you are able to read the subtitles, please try to do so. But he makes a lot of declarative statements. Okay. And let's hear from the Yemeni people. Let's take a look.
رسالة لترامب وللعدوان الامريكي الصهيوني على اليمن ونقول له اعرف ساعة ما يقولوا له اعرف من بتحدى من تضرب اليمن مقبرة الغزاة ما عندنا لكم الا من هؤلاء الصواريخ 16 ماخ حتوصل اسرائيل وحتوصل ان شاء الله البيت الابيض ونقول للمرتزقة والعرب اللي عادهم نايمين يصحوا.
He said to the Arab mercenaries, you need to wake up. Time to wake up and let Trump, let Netanyahu, let everybody remember that Yemen is all about fuck around and find out. And that did not strike me as a scene of, again, people who are afraid, who are afraid of a much better armed aerial military, basically. Kamal said it right. Like the reason why Israel and the United States, I can't even say effective, but are more deadly military powers because they have planes, they have a fleet, they have a fucking air force. Yemen don't have no air force. Hezbollah don't have no air force. Hamas doesn't have an air force. And yet they are still busting niggas' ass. What is the other thing that I wanted to take a look at here? Because, and I'm sorry, Drop Site News was reporting today. So after the U.S. and British forces bombed Sana'a on March 16th, I want to say yesterday, the 17th or the 18th, the Houthis responded. According to Drop Site News, they put the story up that they launched 17 Tomahawk missiles at the USS Harry Truman. I'm not certain how many of those missiles landed. I know they have also launched, the Houthis have launched a number of drone attacks against U.S. warships in the Red Sea. And these people are not scared, y'all. I saw some a very interesting panel discussion talking about this escalation with Yemen and with the Houthis in particular. And what the panelists said, quoting the Trump administration, we're going to bomb Yemen back to the 14th century, back to the Stone Age. And the panelists said, Yemen's already in the 14th century. The difference is they're in the 14th century with hypersonic missiles, right? So, and by the way, Yemen has been targeted long time by Saudi Arabia. In fact, the Obama administration was arming the Saudis, allowing them to just reign a campaign of terror in the skies of Yemen. Because the Houthis, again, the Yemeni people, they don't surrender, they don't back down. They know their country is small, they know their country is poor, but they got heart. But they got heart, and that heart is an incalculable variable, right? If you look at the IOF forces, the Israeli forces, they do not have heart, actually. In fact, they're fucking cowards. Little scrotum, soft to scrotum skin, little boys and girls who thinks that it is courageous and or cowardly to snipe with a rifle at a distance children, elderly people who commits all kinds of atrocities. In fact, the United Nations just released another report confirming that yes, Israel is still doing the genocide, but the part of the genocide that a recent report highlighted is that the Israelis made very specifically are committing sexual and reproductive assaults on the Palestinians, meaning that there was a IVF clinic in Palestine that the Israelis intentionally targeted and destroyed, destroying who knows how many embryos. Also, during this whole war, every time the Israelis would enter into a hospital in Palestine, they would target the pediatric units, right? They would go in and intentionally break the machines, break the life-saving machines that were keeping Palestinian babies alive, right? There has been an intentional targeting of Israel of Palestinian children and women, and that is to permanently affect their ability to reproduce, quite simply, at its core, at its foundation. Do you know how fucking demonic that is? Like, do you know what kind of satanic level, diabolical, evil villain? Like, I can't even tell you how fucked up that is. Like, these people understand that they are going to demolish literally generations of Palestinians, and that is their stated goal. That is what they're trying to do, to literally erase the Palestinians out of Gaza and put them where exactly? Apparently they want to send them up on up to yonder, because the ceasefire that had been in place, that was negotiated by the US, who else did that? Egypt, Qatar, negotiated the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. Well, Israel, number one, never abode. They never abided by the ceasefire ever. They were still shooting and murdering and denying humanitarian aid and access for Palestinians the whole time that this so-called ceasefire has been in place. And then the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, the 18th of March, somewhere in there, these past couple days, the whole ceasefire has fallen apart because Israel said, fuck it, we don't want to do a ceasefire anymore. In fact, we don't even give a shit about the remaining Israeli hostages that are still in Palestine in the custody of Hamas. We don't give a fuck about that. In fact, we want these Palestinians gone. We want them gone yesterday. And in fact, the US president, President Trump, has been complicit in, like his predecessor, like Joseph Robinette Biden. All the US presidents let Israel commit as much human rights atrocities and genocidal acts as it wants to. And Trump is no different. So hold on here. Where is the next thing that we going? Where are we going? Let us do me a favor, you guys. Like the video. Thank you all so much for being here. Subscribe to the channel. It's Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I want us to hear from a couple of sources here. What does this say? So we're going to hear from one clip, a doctor who is in Gaza right now, who was there when the bombs began to fall again, as Israel again broke the ceasefire and has apparently declared all-out war on Gazans again. But before we see that clip, you're going to hear and see The moments when the bombs start falling, again, Israel is a bunch of fucking cowards, like the United States military, no different. They were levying these bombs, these drone attacks on Palestinians at night. Palestinians, I don't think, knew that these attacks were coming. And in less than a day, 400 Palestinians were murdered by Israeli forces. Guys, I heard that number this morning. It not to say it's unbelievable, because unfortunately the level of atrocities we've seen against the Palestinian people, I can believe literally anything that Israel does, right? So it's not like it's, oh my God, that's such a horrific, high astronomical number of casualties. Surely no one state is capable of that. Oh yeah, they are. They absolutely are. So I can't be shocked by the number, but I guess I will never normalize that amount of mass death. Like, no matter how many times I hear it, like it will never go down easier, right? 400 people dead in less than a day. Probably less than that, actually. And from what I understand, some reports indicate that of those 400, at least 80 were children. And these strikes were committed in a matter of minutes. I think I'm being generous by saying 400 people died in less than a day. I think it was literally a matter of hours. Terrible, terrible stuff. So we cannot forget this, right? Even though we were given, we people on our side, let me not count myself out there. I was not in the streets for reasons. I have my reasons, but the folks that we stand with were out in the streets giving the Biden administration absolute hell behind this. And we can't forget, you know what I'm saying? The folks are still out there, very much so, but we can't forget. So anyway, let's go ahead and run those clips. Will, the first one again, it's going to be dark, and you're going to start to hear the sounds of bombs. You're going to start to hear the voices of Palestinians becoming rapidly aware that they're once again under attack. And then content warning and trigger warning for the descriptions that the doctor is going to share with us. We're not going to see anything explicit or graphic on that front, but what he will describe is not very good. It's very bad. So anyway, just give you guys a heads up about that. So we'll go ahead and run those, please.
في ساعات الليل المتأخرة قصف عنيف في جميع أرجاء قطاع غزة، من شمال قطاع غزة إلى جنوب قطاع غزة. يا ساتر يا رب، يا ساتر. سلام. يا ساتر يا رب، يا ساتر. استهدافات في كل مكان. في غزة وفي خان يونس. غرب. هاي صاروخ صاروخ. الله أكبر الله أكبر.
We've worked throughout the entire night. We haven't stopped. The bombing has been non-stop. We've run out of ketamine. We've run out of propofol. We've run out of all painkillers. We can't sedate anyone. We can't give them any analgesia. When we intubate people, they wake up and they're choking because we have no sedation. There are 7 girls getting their legs amputated, no anesthesia. The bombing is still going on. The room is still shaking. I haven't slept. We went to bed at about 1 o'clock, and at 1:30 the bombing started. It's about 10 a.m. now. I've just gone back to my room. I'm lightheaded, I'm dizzy. And I mean, it was just mostly women and children, burnt head to toe, limbs missing, heads missing. You know, there's a video I put up on my story of me doing a chest drain. The gentleman that did the chest drain, and he died on the way to the CT scan. There's another video of 3 girls laying on a bed. That's his 3 girls who are now orphaned. Their mother didn't even make it into the hospital. She was killed along with their other sister. I don't know what to tell you. I was here in June. Nothing to this intensity. This is unbelievable, and the bombing is still going on. The rooms are still shaking. The screams are everywhere. It's insane. I need to just take 15 minutes, or even an hour, just to rest, to go back in there and go back down again. I feel awful to leave, but I've been there all night and I haven't stopped, and my legs are shaking and I feel dizzy and lightheaded. The smell of burnt flesh is still in my nose.
These are American bombs falling in Palestine. I don't want us to ever forget that. These attacks in Gaza were carried out by the Israelis based off US and British intelligence to tell them exactly where can y'all drop some bombs that would inflict the most damage, okay? And this is what I want. I already know many people that are watching I don't even know how many people's in here, but I know a majority of y'all already know what the fuck time it is, right? Like, this ain't not in our name. We don't sign off on this, right? But I already know, don't think. The majority of the people in America don't know and or do not care that this is going on with our bombs, with our money, with America's blessing. It's a genocide. It's a genocide. Palestinians are being targeted for erasure off of the planet. For why? I'm sorry, because they're brown? Because they worship, and I can't even say it's because they're Muslim, because there's Christian Palestinians too. That Israel has also destroyed sacred Christian sites in Palestine. Like, this ain't about Muslim per se. It is and it ain't. It's definitely about white nationalism, white settler colonialism coming from the Israelis onto the Palestinians. But America is co-signing on this because that's how America became what it is right now, the biggest the biggest terrorist state in the world. Okay, there's nothing noble about this. There's nothing democratic. There's nothing peace bringing about this. This is masochism. Like, this is a desire to inflict harm because they enjoy it. Trump enjoys it. Netanyahu enjoys it. Do you understand how sick and gross and disgusting that is? And when I see Trump on television, I saw him today, when don't we see fucking Trump? But obviously the headlines were about Ukraine in part. Trump spoke with Putin on the phone, and Trump really expressed some sympathy, empathy for the Ukrainians. It's 2,000 Ukrainians dying a week. I think about this. We got to end this. And it's like, there are 61,000 Palestinians obliterated and or under the rubble. And how many of them are literally women and children? Trump could give 2 fucking shits. And this is why white nationalism, white supremacy as an ethos needs to be itself obliterated. And this is where I find myself struggling a little bit, because this is white folk shit. Okay, like, this is white folk shit all fucking day. Drop the bombs on an unarmed population of civilians underneath while claiming to target Hamas. They knew good and fucking well Hamas wasn't with those 400 civilians that were bombed and killed in less than a day, right? They know that. It's not about Hamas. It's about erasure. It's about destruction, making sure that Palestinians don't even have a right to exist. They destroy Palestinian embryos to make sure the Palestinian people can never come back. There's a lot to get into. I'm sorry. There's a lot there. But ultimately, y'all, please remind your Democratic friends, because unfortunately, I know everybody knows a sad little liberal Democrat in their life, that is really holding out hope against hope that somehow Trump can be stopped. Well, if we intend to stop Trump here domestically, we need to raise our voices about stopping America internationally. Trump is going to do what he's going to do here, terrorizing marginalized communities here because he's allowed to do it out in the world. That's what America does. And that honestly is a big part of my concern. I don't have an issue admitting that sometimes I see the world through a lens of self-preservation, right? Sometimes, I mean, I think myself to be a good person. I hope Jesus will tell me in the end, and we'll find out later. But I want good things to happen to good people. I do not want horrific genocides to happen to people for fuck's sake, right? But at the same time, part of the reason I want the bombs to stop falling over Palestine is because I don't want bombs falling over my head here in the Washington, D.C. suburbs, okay? And when Trump is popping off, literally and figuratively, continuing to aid in the Palestinian genocide, to start a war from the Oval Office, or rather from the Trump International Golf Course with Yemen, and tie Yemen's response to Iran's safety, right? I should have pulled that see you next Tuesday. Who is the fuck is that press secretary? I was looking, when I see that press secretary, the White House press secretary, I said to myself, I said, Kim, you have to stop calling women derogatory names because I won't hesitate to call a bitch, okay? But that bitch, oh no, that bitch wish she could be a bitch. That bitch is a CUNT, okay? She might as well wear a pin that says CUNT number 1, because her whole energy is so fucking cunty. It's like, oh my God, somebody, I don't know if I want somebody to yank her and I don't know what I want to happen to this lady, but most importantly, I need her to shut the fuck up, because every time she opens her mouth, I said, Becky, enough. Yeah, we understand. You're very cunty right now, Becky. Can you please? I cannot stand to hear the sound of your voice. But I think it was her that made the announcement from the Oval Office, of which she took no questions, by the way, when she basically tied Yemen's and the Houthis' response, whether or not they do continue, to wage some more attacks on ships in the Red Sea. For every bullet that the Houthis fire, we're gonna take that as Iran firing a bullet. Okay, keep fucking playing. Iran is not what Iraq was in 2004. Iran is not what Afghanistan was in 2004. Iran is sitting there with the yappas, okay? The yappas. Whether or not we can confirm or not that they got the yappas, I believe that if they are not right now sitting on the yappas, they are very close to sitting on the yappas, okay? And where would make sense to let the chopper sing? Of course, over fucking DC. I mean, of course, you can hit on there's a lot of, I suppose, strategic sites of America's that can be targeted around the world. But DC ain't never been hit, okay? And the way that America keeps going, all of this, it's unending fuckery, y'all, and it's not sustainable. I'm not even like a religious person, y'all, but I believe in higher powers, and I feel as though America has been allowed to reign its terror literally unchecked for 100 plus years, maybe longer. And I feel as though we are due. The problem is, I don't want to be here when that karma bill comes due. Like, I don't want to be present. Because that is unfortunately something else that's going to happen. As many innocents have died for U.S. military interests, state interests, corporate interests, globalist interests, as many innocents, millions of people have died. We have not experienced that level of carnage here. And trust me, I'm not wishing it upon us. Again, self-preservation is here. I live very close to DC. I'm in the blast zone, definitely in the fallout zone, nigga. Oh shit. I looked that up too. Like, if the nuclear blast is, let's say, 5 miles away, do I survive? The answer is likely not. If it's 10 miles away, I stand a bit of a better chance, but I'm too close, y'all. So I know America's time is coming. It's a reckoning. No empire has been able to do this level of empire indefinitely. Every single empire in global history has fallen. Why would America be any different? Now, Britain is lucky that, well, Britain did get blasted, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Well, I was gonna say Britain lucky that they didn't get they ass. Well, they did. You know, the Yahtzees came over and did up Britain kind of bad, but Britain got their shit back together, and Britain decided to calm down a little bit. but America has not calmed down at all. And I'm afraid that karma bill is going to come due. And I just do not want to be here when it happens, y'all. So anyway, but in the interim, keep raising your voices. Hold these politicians accountable. As much as we're calling on Democrats to do fucking something to obstruct the Trump administration and Project 2025 in some way, shape, or form, please don't forget that innocent blood is being shed right now by the hundreds, by the thousands, okay, of people that don't deserve this. And at minimum, they deserve our vocal support. They deserve at maximum peace in their own state and the ability to rebuild in peace. But so long as Netanyahu is at the helm, so long as Zionism is in charge of Israel, it's not going to happen. But that doesn't mean that we just shrug and look the other way. We still have to point it out and call it out and say, not only is this wrong, this is damning. We are damning ourselves when we allow this to happen. And I know we personally, you and I, are not allowing it to happen, but we still have to say something. We at least have to put our voices on the record of opposition and why we oppose it. And, you know, the Trump administration continues to roll over folks. Yeah. So let's come back domestically a little bit, right? So apparently the flight of Venezuelan migrants that left the U.S. over the weekend of March 16th, that a judge ordered the plane to be returned to the U.S. because the people being deported had not received any due process, right? We don't even know if they were who the Trump administration says they are. Just because Trump says you're a fucking gang member, that don't make it so. You know what I'm saying? Trump seems to think he's surrounded by a constellation of geniuses while he decries DEI, while he's surrounded by a bunch of fucking incompetent ass white men. Like, Trump's word doesn't mean, I mean, you better take him seriously. You can't take him at his word, but you better take what he says seriously at the same time. So Trump has called for the impeachment of a judge, that same judge that made the ruling. I think the Trump administration apparently lied to this judge and told them that the planes had already departed before the judge's order was given. I think that is an untruth, but obviously the Trump administration doesn't have any intentions on complying with any judicial orders. Don't give a fuck what Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts said. Roberts came out and made a statement, or issued a statement. Of course, he didn't speak. He didn't show his face. He didn't put his voice behind the shit, but basically saying that impeachment of any judge is an extreme reaction to a court decision, right? Of course it is. Of course it is. But the system only works when you're dealing with people that respect the system and have the intentions of upholding it, right? Trump is not interested in rules. These Heritage Foundation fuckers are not interested in fucking rules. They're not interested in law. They are pedal to the metal. They don't give a fuck about the three branches of government. Trump believes that he is king, that he is Führer, that he is dictator. This nigga think he is Kim Jong-un out this bitch. Like, that's who he really wants to be. He wants to be Kim Jong-un out this motherfucker. And I don't see the evidence that he is going to be prevented from doing that, except amongst all the people that he's screwing over, again, undocumented migrants, legal permanent residents in the United States, let's say school children, because he's eliminating school lunches, free lunch from public education, also trying to dismantle disability protections, dismantling environmental protections. Everyone's gonna love drinking that coal ash out the water. It's a little crunchy when you just finish that nice long jog and you take a swig of that coal ash water. It goes down textury. Like drinking a fucking ashtray. Ugh. Anyway, hold on. But the group that he's pissing off, that I'm actually kind of glad he's pissing off, are the veterans. Now, gang, I am not a U.S. military sympathizer. However, I do understand why poor whites, black folks, brown folks, I understand why people join the military. Usually it's not out of some sort of patriotic obligation, right? It's usually because of fucking poverty, right? The military allows people opportunity to have stable income, stable housing, opportunities for higher education, and your chance to see the world from the military base. Okay. Whatever, right? So but it's interesting to me, the military veterans are an interesting bunch because some of them are indeed super patriotic, but it's weird because I understand the desire to elevate your social and economic station. It's why you sign up to be police or sign up to be in the military. But if you actually looked at how the US treats military veterans going back, right? And we're going to momentarily omit, and I'm not going to omit, but the fact that Black GIs, Black World War II veterans, were precluded from participating in the benefits of the GI Bill, the middle class creating DEI welfare handouts that the U.S. government created. So returning military veterans from the war, from the Great War, were able to come home and make homes, make families, create generational wealth, get loans or low interest or no interest grants, bills in order to purchase houses, which a lot of their families held on to, and they matured in growth and they were able to create some wealth, some middle class stability that Black soldiers were denied from participating in. But even I was talking to a friend earlier today, and I'm like, when I think about veterans, going back to my childhood, the homeless and veteran in the 80s like went together. Like that's how I remember being introduced via the television to homelessness, because of the amount of homeless vets that were sleeping on the streets of the nation's capital, right? These were regular stories throughout the 80s. Y'all remember that? The homeless Vietnam vet came home and he's been sleeping in Union Station for 10 years, something crazy, right? And then obviously the issues with Agent Orange during the Vietnam War, where U.S. soldiers were exposed to Agent Orange, causing all kinds of detrimental health problems. The U.S. military was reluctant, if not outright refusing, to give those soldiers treatment. And even more recently, with the soldiers, the returning, the veterans, but the former soldiers who were deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan and had to do the burn pits, which to me, that just sounded fucking nuts. If you're not familiar, the burn pit, these niggas was throwing everything in the fucking burn pit. They were throwing tar. They were throwing batteries. They were throwing goddamn chemicals. They're throwing anything that you can think of that is likely not supposed to be combustible because of the terrible toxins that you can imagine that such things would release in the air. The U.S. military was denying these veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan proper compensation because of the cancers that they had developed as a result of participating and standing in proximity to these burn pits. That's how Joe's son got took up out of here. He had the bad cancer. Bo Biden, a veteran, was down there fucking with the burn pits. I said, God damn. Generation after generation, the U.S. government in America as a country continues to show military members and veterans that they don't give a fuck about y'all when the shit is all said and done, right? But one of the things that some vets could count on after their military service was up was the ability to get a job in the federal government, right? DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and put the IA, accessibility on there too. DEI includes military veterans. The DEI programs are targeted for protected groups, of which veterans are that. JD Vance, I think, was a fucking DEI admission to Yale Law School, right? He was able, that's the only, I mean, what you thought? JD got in because he was smart? No. They let JD Vance into Yale because he was a vet. He was part of a program to admit veterans, right? And I don't know if Trump and Elon Musk hadn't come into the federal government with all this Doge bullshit, just slashing and burning with reckless abandon. If they had came in and specifically targeted, let's say, Black workers, brown workers, gender nonconforming workers, LGBTQ workers, like if they had left the vets out of it, I don't know if the veterans would be as up in arms as they are. But in case y'all didn't know, the veterans are up in arms. And over the weekend in DC, over I think the weekend, the days March 14th, 15th, 16th, somewhere in there, the vets have been engaging in protests, not only here in the nation's capital, but apparently at state capitals across the country. I didn't hear anything about this. Did you guys see any coverage of U.S. veterans protesting and marching? Neither did I. And what I find and I find that interesting. Like sometimes I'm more interested in stories that the media doesn't cover, right? And when I was scrolling on the TikToks, I started searching, the veterans protest, and couple of creators came up and were like, there's a media blackout on these veteran gatherings, on these veteran actions. And I wonder why that is. Why wouldn't the media cover America's heroes protesting against the evil Trump administration? I have questions, but I also have pictures. I got some video, y'all. And you guys, if you haven't seen these crowd shots already, I think you're going to be impressed. And let me preface these pictures. Okay, so we're going to see about 3 or 4 videos here. The first 3 videos are from the actions in DC over the weekend. The last video is out of North Carolina, and it's going to be a good old boy, veteran, who is ready. Let's just say he hurt. His feelings are hurt. We know that hurt men are dangerous. Okay, so let me go ahead and get that started. So take a look at this incredible action, I will say. And to be clear, it doesn't appear as though any of the legacy veterans organizations, and I don't even know who the fuck they would be, but these actions seem to be grassroots, like for real. Like none of the big vet organizations were behind this or had their names on this. This was word of mouth. Veterans talking to each other, telling people to show up. So let's take a look at these pictures, y'all. You'll be impressed.
head, asshole! Listen up! Listen up! Ignore that guy! Ignore that piece of shit, redneck white trash. Nobody. That guy's devastatingly irrelevant, and he always will be. That's why he's mad. Ignore him. Ignore him like his mom and dad did. You know why these redneck racist pieces of shit are mad? Because they are below average in every fucking way that a person can be below average, and they want to blame everybody except themselves. They want to blame gay people. They want to blame trans people. They want to blame black people. They want to blame Mexican people. They want to blame immigrants. They want to blame veterans. They want to take your benefits away. They want to take Social Security from old people. They are nobodies. They never have been, and they never will be. And they want somebody to blame other than themselves. But there is nobody to blame except themselves and the party that they vote for, where they constantly vote against their own best self-interest.
Erase us? Shit.
Fuck no, they can't.
That's it. Black liberation forever, man.
Absolutely. So tell us who you are and why we're here.
My name is Rig, aka U.S. Army Overlord, and I'm here to let these people know you can destroy this street, but you would never destroy the fucking movement that created this street. You can never destroy us. Black history is American history. We're woven into the fabric of society, and they can't do a goddamn thing to stop us. I don't give a fuck how many executive orders that felon writes. He can never fucking erase our history. That's right, baby. Do your fucking job, Congress. Do your fucking job. Resist or resign. Resist or fucking resign. Do your fucking job.
All right, is there anything else you have? What are your thoughts on them?
I fought for 8 years to get my fucking benefits. The VA cannot withstand 80,000 jobs being lost. They're trying to destroy the VA and destroy the benefits that we fought for and give it to an unelected, greedy-ass billionaire. Hell will flash freeze over before we give in to those demands.
All right, so what are your thoughts on veterans who voted for Donald Trump?
Well, just like any other people, right, they're oath breakers, first and foremost. They went out here and attacked the Capitol and shit in the halls of Congress, beat police officers with Blue Lives Matter flags, and then got pardoned for their crimes by another criminal. We could never do that shit and get away with it. Remember from the Not Fucking Around Coalition, they gave that black man 7 years in prison just for pointing a weapon. They gave him 7 fucking years in prison, and they never pardoned him. They let people tase these cops within an inch of their life, and then put them back on the street and tell us we're going to obey the rule of law. But we know in this country, it's always been 2 sets of laws. One if you're rich and white, and one for everyone else.
I'm a proud Marine Corps survivor. I look around, I see all kinds of veterans here. I was lucky. I came home with all my body parts. Each one of us took an oath. We would defend our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. If Donald Trump is not the greatest domestic enemy this country has ever known, I can understand him being a moron, an idiot, but what happened to our Congress and our Senate?
Kissing the feet.
Look at these guys around here with the Purple Heart hats and the walking on crutches and canes. How many credible threats did they receive every day? A couple of weeks ago, Senator Tillis was getting ready to vote against one of Trump's nominees, but he got a credible threat and changed his mind.
Coward!
Can you believe he was so scared? What are these people afraid of? I was at a meeting the other day and I asked a lady, I said, have you ever heard of Nathan Hale? No, sir, I haven't.
Woo! Nathan Hale, let's go!
I said, have you ever heard of Patrick Henry? And I'm not talking about the idiot from down east. I'm talking about the one that was a patriot during our revolution. No, sir, I haven't. I said, can you tell me what the Lusitania was? No, sir, I can't. People wake up. We are there. We are there. If we don't do something now, we won't have freedom. And I am ready to give my life right now.
Listen, when a white man with that accent, with that accent and that resume, I'm a former Marine veteran, okay? When he say he's ready to give his life right now whilst displaying the Thule, you better take him seriously. I believe him. I believe him, y'all. And I want to shout out to the folks. I'm here for people being in the streets, okay? I don't agree, nor do I support the US military simply because of the missions that it engages in. It destabilizes other governments. It participates in coups. It itself has committed untold number of genocides going back throughout the history of the US military. So the US military isn't an institution that I tend to look upon favorably. But I understand who these people are, right? And I understand who they aren't. These are not the elites of America. The white ones out there, those are not the white elites, man. Those are the salt of the earth of the whites in America. These are not people that come from much, but who would accept the propaganda, accept the mission, because it's going to provide them a future. And now America, under the behest of Trump and Musk, are reneging on those promises yet again. It's not the first time that veterans have been fucked over by the federal government, not even the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. But they seem to be fed up now. they seem to be fed up now. And I will say, out of all the and I don't relish in people getting hurt at all by the decisions that this administration is making. I certainly am in the crosshairs for a number of reasons. Okay. They was talking shit about Social Security today. I said, oh boy, shit's about to get realer. But that's another topic. But hold on. But when the powers that be, when the elites, when Trump and Musk and all these fucktards start legitimately angering those who are certified marksmen, who are certified with the rifle at 1,000 yards, I said, oh, y'all want to piss off those people, do you? Y'all want to piss off those people, excluding the teenagers. When you look back at the history of mass pew-pewings in the United States, a good many of them are what? Former military. Part of the reason why they are successful mass unalivers, mass pew-pewers, is because what? They've got training. I'm not saying any of these military folks have made any of those kinds of threats, nor am I encouraging them to do so. I'm just saying I understand their skill set. And if they were to apply that skill set in the interest of the greater good, who amongst us would take issue? Not I, said the cat. But let's zoom out here a little bit larger, y'all. Ultimately, what we're looking at happening in America right now is that the institutions are crumbling, okay? They're done. Congress is done. U.S. military, I can't say the military is done, not yet. Maybe the military will fall later. Congress is done. Respect for the judiciary, done. Adherence of laws, done. We cannot keep cleaving onto the hope that things will go back to what they used to be. There's no going back, okay? Like, and I can't even say we're in the new normal because the shit hasn't even fully begun to unfold before us yet. Like, we're still very much in the opening salvos of the hellscape that this American president will release on us. Again, each American president has delivered us their own version of the hellscape. But here we are in Trump 2.0 hellscape. And the difference is, though, it's not going to go back. And the sooner that we understand that the institutions, whatever the resistance institutionally may be, because the Democrats are not a good nor credible opposition party. The courts are packed, especially the Supreme Court, packed with Trump appointees. And even the federal judges and the lower judges who are going to be ruling on a number of these Trump lawsuits, lawsuits filed against the Trump administration because of their flagrant violations of the law. Even if Trump gets ruled against, who gonna check him? Like, who is going to stop him? How are any of these rulings going to be enforceable if you ain't got a fucking army? How are you gonna make him do anything? So, and let me say this, on the morning show, on the Remix morning show this morning, I didn't mean to sound as pessimistic as I did. I am sad that I am still in America. I am very sad that I'm still in America. I had hoped to have made my great escape before now, and I have not yet escaped. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do feel a tiny bit of impending doom, but does that mean defeat? It does not. I think that it is possible for us to win. Who is us? Well, everyone that's against them, okay? And it would seem, at least in the short term, that some of these veterans are against them, okay? And if they get engaged, and the reason I keep saying that, why them, Kim? Why the veterans? Because they the niggas with the tools, okay? Talk about an army. The army, the Air Force, Marines, everybody, Coast Guard, them niggas is strapped, them niggas is trained, and they can be rapidly mobilized and organized as these weekend demonstrations show. Again, these are grassroots, spontaneous assemblies, right? They did that. They got the word out and showed up. And those are the ones who could show up on relatively short notice. Imagine if they'd have really got the word out, right? If they get engaged, that could be a game changer. Because enforcement, perhaps, enforcement of judicial rulings, I don't know, maybe. Or other types of political speech. Maybe a Luigi somewhere, like maybe they could pull a Maglione. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not crying for that. Not opposed to it, but I'm just saying, like, shit could happen when you have people that are trained with the tools. Like the options open up. The options open up. But in the interim, I think we need to be focused. I mean, I stand with my comrades when they say organize, do all that. If that's in your spirit, do that. Here's what I think we need to be doing. I think we need to be focused on trying to survive. And I mean that. Now, I do mean that. I'm not trying to sound pessimistic. I'm trying to sound realistic on that one. We do need to survive. I think we can look at the horrors that have befallen Palestinians and understand that, yes, survival, there is victory in survival. There is victory in literally surviving through the next day, through the next year, through the next term, or whatever measurement that we're using, right? Because a lot of folks are not going to make it, you guys. A lot of our folks did not make it through COVID pandemic. A lot of our folks have not made it whilst incarcerated. A lot of our folks have not made it when they have encounters with the police. Like, survival, there's a victory in that. And I think that we have to be clear-eyed and we have to be realistic here about what we're facing. Nobody is coming to save us. If anything, they're coming to get us. They're not coming to save us. If anything, they're coming for us. They're coming to get us. What can you do to fortify yourself? Now, I don't mean like isolate and all that shit, but I'm talking about literally where you rest your head, where your children rest their heads, where your beloved pets rest their heads, where your parents rest their heads. What can we do to fortify those spaces? Including making sure that we have 3 days worth of food and clean water. Should shit go south in whatever direction, right? We need to be ready to bug in and bug out. If are you able to put your hands on your on your vital documents? Can you put your hands on your birth certificate? Can you put your hands on your social security card? These may be things that you may have to provide to prove who the fuck you are, right? Have you gone and got that bullshit real ID yet, right? They about to start cracking down on that shit. Like, anything that you can do that will make your movements easy to validate or confirm at minimum your identity. Let's try to do those things. I don't think that's compliance, y'all. We trying to make sure that we can move around, okay? We try to make sure we can move, that we can get on an airplane if need be. We need to make sure that we can cross a border if need be, right? If we can start off with making sure we have our documents together, making sure that we are starting to incrementally add supplies to our homes. And again, please Google. I'm not a prepper expert. I am now a prepper student. And I'm not like white folks prepping out here. Like the white folks be prepping with some bread, dog. We po folks prepping out here. You know what I'm saying? If you see that white rice on sale, get an extra box. Throw the box in another box in the closet, and just start stockpiling your shit. Find out about food preservation, food storage. Again, this is not a promotion for LifeStraw, but I'm sure there are different water filtration, commercial water filtration joints. I got the LifeStraw, I got the water filtration bottle. And again, that's not anything. That's not going to save me for more than 3 days. Like, I still got a ways to go. So I just want us to be thinking in this direction. I don't want us to be surprised when we go to the grocery store and ain't no fucking produce. You understand? I don't want us to go there to the store and find out that eggs are now $20 a dozen. It's something ridiculous. But given all the fucking chicanery that people living in this country have lived through over, let's say, the past 5 years, maybe more, 10, you can't push shit past America. Anything could fucking happen here, y'all, at any time. We cannot lack imagination. Oh, that'll never happen. The fuck it can't. Oh, well, the grid's never gone down. First time for everything. First fucking time for everything. God damn it. I don't want you to be surprised. I don't want to be surprised. But again, we need to live through it, y'all. Live through it. You cannot live to fight another day if you die, right? So we're going to do what we can to survive and make sure our folks survive, to make sure our community survives. And it's all, I know it's a multi-pronged, it's such a big fight. It's such a multi-layered, complex fight. We're fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for our undocumented folks. We're fighting for the Palestinians. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting for the Congolese. Like, it's a lot. There's a lot of fights. It's a lot of fights going on out here. But we got to be prepared. And at minimum, we need to start self-fortifying and understanding that these institutions are not coming back. The Democrats are not about to grow a spine. Like, and again, I also want us to detach from the sort of frivolous political conversation that delves into the personality squabbles. Like, I saw over the weekend, oh my God, Democrats are so mad at Chuck Schumer, and AOC is going to primary Chuck Schumer. And can you believe that Ro Khanna and this one, that one, and they voted, and they didn't vote, and they voted. And it's like, dog, fuck all that shit. Listen, me and Granny used to watch the stories, okay? I know all about the Young and the Restless, okay? I know all about the personality sagas, how the daytime serials change from day to day. Listen, AOC ain't saving you. Ro Khanna ain't saving you. Al Green ain't saving you. Jasmine Crockett ain't saving you, y'all. Okay, we ain't no fucking heroes here. Go look in the mirror, you'll see your goddamn hero. Okay, we are not counting on the Democrats to do fuck all for us. And I really encourage you to disconnect from a lot of that conversation, because it's go nowhere shit. You understand? It's a train of thought that's not going to lead us to liberation. Definitely not going to lead us to survival. Stop giving a fuck what the Democrats are doing. The Democrats have shown you who they are time and time again. Please disconnect from what the Democrats' next moves are going to be. Who's coming off the bench in 2028? Who are the Democrats going to put up in the midterms? Who's going to primary? So fuck them. Fuck them all. That shit only matters if there are going to be elections. There may not be any more elections, y'all. And we need to again come to the realization and the sober understanding that what you thought was America is done. That's over. So we need to be looking forward to how are we going to survive the next iteration and support those that are going to take out the suckers. So shout out to the vets. Real quick, y'all, I just wanted to remind you, I saw a box roll up, and Will's going to join me momentarily to acknowledge the boxes. Thank you so much. But we are still in the middle of our March Madness fundraiser, and we're close, I guess. We're getting there to our goal. So I want to thank everyone that has already contributed to support Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is a Black woman led, a disabled Black woman led at that platform. And I got folks that help me. Will and Molly help me out over here. So we appreciate when y'all help us out. So anything that you can throw up, and I mean anything, I mean $2, $5, it's all appreciated. There is no amount that is too small. So we can either do this the easy way via the super chats, or we can do it the additional steps way. So if you have the cash platforms like Venmo at BIDWKB on Venmo, Cash App, $ BIDWKB, PayPal.me/BIDWKB. Thank you so much to Vicky Blues for your PayPal support. We appreciate that so much, sister. Or we are accepting new patrons as well. Patreon.com/BIDWKB. Now listen, Will, do me a favor. Can you go to the channel, to our links on our channel, and pull up the our merch joint? Because I got a little surprise. I got a little sweet deal for y'all. So Will's going to find the merch link, and he's going to drop it in the chat once he gets a memento. But we got a big sale. How about this? March Madness big sale at the BIDWKB merch store, where we have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have long sleeve shirts, we have coffee mugs, we have decals, we have shoulder bags. If you make a minimum purchase of $35, you can use the code MM40. It stands for March Madness 40. If you spend $35, you can take 40% off of your purchase. Do the math, geniuses. What's that come out to? So if you spend $35 and you use the promo code MM40, that will take your bill down to like $21. So if you wanted to take advantage of getting some merch, by the way, I like my merch because it's not like gaudy. I am kind of anti giant logos, and should just be looking crazy. So anyway, I like my shit. It got a little flame on the shed, BIDWKB. You know what I'm saying? A little something, not too much. So if you want to spend a few dollars, you can go over there with a minimum $35 purchase. Use the promo code MM40. That should get you 40% off. So stock up. Go get you some gear. Cop you a hoodie in these transitional seasons that we find ourselves in. Get you a short sleeve jump as we head into the warmer months. Maybe get you a BIDWKB coffee mug or anything of the sort. So I want to thank everyone that has already purchased some merch. I'm very bad at purchasing merch. I'm not purchasing, but promoting myself. I told y'all this morning, I'm not a fucking brand. Okay. I'm a person. I'm a girl. Okay. My name is Kim. I'm not a goddamn brand. And I really resent that shit. I hate the fact that people, oh my God, you have to build your brand. You have to build your brand. Fuck that shit, man. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't feel that way. Or maybe I shouldn't feel that way publicly. Maybe I should keep my feelings about branding to my goddamn self.
Ask for donations and then be like,
nigga, I'm not a brand, nigga. I mean, I want the people to run the bucks because they like Kim, not because they like the brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they love you, bro. But you know,
are you a brand?
You got bills, bro.
Are you a brand? Are you a brand?
You gotta separate the LLC from the soul, my G.
See, that's the problem, nigga. That's how look how capitalism has captured your brain, my nigga. You nigga.
No, these bills don't catch in my brain.
I know bills.
I got bills, bro.
Bills.
I'm investing in my people too, and that So we got somebody gotta do it. But
we not brands. We people, nigga. We people.
Yeah, but yeah, hit that. Yeah, please share and donate too. But
They gonna donate because they like us, but not because we have a good brand. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's not. It's bigger. What we doing is bigger than that. All of that. But again, just wanted to remind y'all and thank y'all for tuning in. We sell $250 worth of merch, and you can use the discount code MM40 to get 40% off. Our purchases over $35 or more. You probably could get a lot if you actually spend $35.
Yeah, totally.
You get a lot of stuff.
Totally.
You can get everything on the first row for $35. And
well, and I wanted to get you
hoodie.
something. I wanted to get you. I mean, I wanted to get you a hoodie with the MM40. And
what's up, boy?
And your lady friend. I wanted to get her something. Ask her to pick out a color that she likes, and then tell me her sizes.
I'm gonna slack it to you. But yeah. So also too, I wanted to shout out. Actually, we just got a bunch of super chats. Love I am. You're my people. Yes, we are. You speaking that love talk? Yes, we are. We love the Fire Fam. Teresa. Shout out to Teresa. Always great. We thank you for your super chats, and she says thank you, Kim. Chichi Mancha became a new member, so we support that. Love the support. Also Mexican Standoff. Thank you for your super chat.
Come through, Mexican Standoff with the tough name. I love that.
Yeah, like that.
What Mexican Standoff said? What he said?
Just a super chat. That's it.
Okay, we'll take it.
Vespa X. Just sending some peace and love. And then again, love I am with their super chat and say you're my people. And also we got everybody in the chat. We got Latif, we got Rosalba holding it down on Twitch, KJ, Sakuma, Afraid Not, Ancient Crustacean. Yeah. Of course, Cynical, Chichi Mancha, Afraid Not, Swery Fairy, Noli. I think I saw here.
Magnolia D.
Yipper. I'm trying to shout out everybody, so don't take it to heart if I scroll past your name.
Will is just a man out here, just a man. I see another box rolling up, my G. Who that?
Oh, hold on, let me no, that was it.
No,
they just sending emojis now, bro.
There's a nigga.
Where's
nigga,
the box?
I could see white in colored, nigga. Somebody, there was a colored box. Who was that?
I read that already. Love I am.
Okay. It just rolled up. That's why. My bad.
Well, it won't let me do my job. Won't ask for donation. That's crazy. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. And let's get this love and this goal.
Thank you, Will. That's Will, everybody. Will does a great job. Will is our technical producer. He pushes buttons. I think he looks at the chat from time to time during the show. He might mod hither and thither. No, Will's a great brother out here, and Will's a very important member of our team, as is Molly. And again, as you guys know, I'm disabled. It is difficult. Let me put it this way. Could I do all of this myself? Sure. Would I be in a puddle of tears at 6:59 every fucking day? Every time I had a show, I'd be over here so frustrated. I could do this, but it would take me way longer. It would take so much more effort. Again, that's the thing about disability, y'all. Like, what disability shows you is that, nigga, you thought this used to be, this was just some regular casual routine movement, behavior, action, whatever. You thought you was just gonna push the buttons and go live, huh? You just thought you was just gonna play clips. Like, yeah, I could do it, but I would be it would just take so much more of my brain space. It doesn't serve me to try to do this by myself, right? So I appreciate what Will does. I appreciate what Molly does. I need them, guys. So then I need y'all to help me keep them. So any amount of bucks, we'll take all the bucks, big bucks, little bucks, in between bucks. All the bucks are appreciated. And shout out to the mods. Thank you so much. Rosalba, Northern Witch, holding us down over there on Twitch. Love you guys to pieces. YouTube. What's up to Latif? What's up to Courtney? What's up to Anna Hart? What's up to Mama Lorraine? What's up to Learn Life? What's up to our new mods, Swery Fairy, DJ Vespa X, Magnolia D, in here bopping buttons and knocking trolls on the head. Thank y'all so much. Even the trolls, thank you guys so much. And y'all gonna get it together. The trolls are, I guess. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Maybe when they get some pussy, they'll be better. Maybe not. But anyway, so I'm gonna go. A reminder: please tune in to Black Liberation Media Monday through Friday, I think, for the Remix Morning Show, or Tuesday through Friday, or one of these fucking days. I don't know. Starting at 8 a.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, Women's Wednesdays. Check in with Jacqueline. Well, Women's Wednesdays plus Kamau. Check in with Jacqueline, Rakita Ryan, Kamau Franklin, the ear doctor. Classical Breakdown is happening Thursday, 11 a.m. The ear doctor and I are featuring the year 1985. How old was you in 85? Better question, what grade was you in 85? I would ask Will. I don't think that nigga Will was born. So, you know, we're not going to ask Will. Me, myself, personally, I think I was in the second grade in 85. I think I still did not have a relaxer in 85. Mama was still straightening my hair with a straightening comb. So that means I still had burns on the back of my ear in 85. Maybe 85 wasn't. No, I'm just kidding. No. So tune in, me and the ear doctor. Thursday, 11 a.m. Classical Breakdown. We're going to be going through the best of Black music from the year 1980 and 5. Chichi Macha, thank you so much. KJ Sakuma, thank you so much. Mr. Kemper, thank you so much. Yipper99, thank you so much. Who else we got in here? All my youngins, all my all-stars, all my fire famers. Appreciate you to pieces. Please like the video on the way out the door, because YouTube is a hating asshole. And if YouTube thinks that y'all don't fuck with it, then YouTube will respond accordingly. So please tell YouTube you fuck with it by giving us the thumbs up and even a comment. You know I don't be giving a fuck what you say in the comments. So say something in that bitch. I'd appreciate it. So anyway, we'll see y'all back here on Friday. Oh, Will, you off this Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Will's off Friday, but we not going to be off. I might be in here pushing buttons solo just to prove myself wrong. How about that? So let's do that. So I'll see you guys back here Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern for the... before I go, real quick, shout out to Franny French. Franny dropped me a note, and Franny said that she has not been in the chat, not because she's not fucking with us. Of course not. You know Franny is Fire Fan forever, but Franny got a new gig. Franny is back on the pole. She is scripting at night. At PDX's finest adult entertainment establishment. Franny is back on the pole. She told me her stripper name is 2 F's. I said, I like that. 2 F's, 2 F cups, 2 F's. So if you want to go to Portland's, I'm just joking. Franny not out here stripping. I just said that because I know she's going to watch later and she'll probably get a kick out of that. But her stripper name should be 2 F's. So I think that's hilarious. So anyway, thank you guys so much for everything. We'll see y'all back here Friday. Thank you so much to Will and Molly. I love you guys. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Deuces.